We'll be now entering the question and answer session. Know that if you do have questions, you can still raise your hand and a SGA representative will come and gather your question, and then it will be reviewed and come on over to us. As of right now, President Ava has a question to ask.
The first question is, how do you inform yourself about CLC concerns of students, faculty, and staff beyond the board?
And you can go right down the line, beginning with Richard Anderson, please.
This is also a great question because trustee education is an extremely important part of what we do on the Board of Trustees. Us learning how the college works, how the college is financed, how the college integrates itself with the rest of the system, the community college system in Illinois, and how we connect ourselves with the rest of the Board of Higher Ed, all the state universities and private schools. Learning how that system works is one of the most important things a trustee has to learn when they become a trustee. For years, I have served on the Illinois Community College Trustee Association, which is one of the fundamental places where we learn the different things. Next March 13th, we will be conducting, which I'll be chairing, a seminar with 3 individuals that are coming in from the state of Washington, the state of Florida, and right here from the University of Illinois, a person by the name of Deborah Bragg. They're going to be conducting a seminar on 4-year programs at community colleges. They have been very successful in Florida, very successful in Washington, and we're going to find out about why they are. And also Deborah Bragg has been a big proponent for community colleges offering 4-year programs here in the state of Illinois. So that forum, we expect hundreds of trustees to attend because the big issues before us right now, whether we should be supporting the legislation that would allow community colleges to offer 4-year degrees. So this is a way for all the trustees to be on the same page and come up to speed on this issue. I often tell the story, and unfortunately I can't anymore because the Piggly Wiggly is gone in Grace Lake. But the number of people that have come up to me in the Piggly Wiggly or Jewel in Grace Lake and talk to me about what's going on at the College of Lake County. This isn't new to me. The College of Lake County is something been part of my life since I was 18 years old when I first attended here. I was in student government. I was the vice president of student government when I ran for the board. So the knowledge of how things happen here is not new to me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Richard. And now, for Duretz.
No, would you mind repeating the question? Because I think that I heard you ask one question. I think I heard Mr. Anderson answer it. Would you mind repeating the question?
No problem, no problem. How do you inform yourself about CLC concerns of students, faculty, as well as staff beyond the board book?
Yes, without a doubt. First of all, I agree with Mr. Anderson completely. We need to be responsible board members and understand what's happening at the state level, what's happening at the federal level, without a doubt. That's very, very critical. But what's more critical is understanding what's happening with our students. This is 2015. And so when I'm advocating, the changes I would advocate for, is really very, very simple. How do we promote transparency? How do we promote a greater empowerment of our students and understanding what their needs and concerns are? I came up with 3 things that we could do very simply on this board that are different, but I think that would certainly help us to give our students more of a voice and more of an understanding. The first item is, I think that the board meetings should all be recorded and broadcast on our public access channels. So why not? We do it with the Lake County board meetings, we do it with the Zion meetings, the Shield Township meetings. All these public meetings are recorded and broadcast on a regular basis through our public access channels. I think we should do the same thing with our College of Lake County board meetings. Record them and broadcast them through public access channels. Second is we should be using social media more. We should be using the communication means that our students are using, our clients are using, and so use social media more. We should be using Twitter and Facebook to allow our students to communicate to us what their interests are, what their needs are, and then for us to be able to communicate those interests and needs back to our students. So we should have, all of us should have Twitter and Facebook accounts. We should have social media as so much a part of what we're doing. This shows the College of Lake County as being progressive as we compare ourselves to the other community colleges in the area. And so I think that this should give our students a voice by using social media more. And then thirdly, I think that we should be using the cable system to promote our CLC staff events through weekly highlights. Weekly highlights. Again, we have the public access channel that's available to us, and so why not have the instructor of the week, the instructor of the month, who give this person 20 or 30 minutes to be on the public access channel to talk about what am I doing that's really important and really interesting in my class this semester. This way, again, we're promoting the staff and the administration to the public, and this is going to help to drive that marketing effort for free.
I apologize to interrupt, but I thank you for your response, and I'd like to also hear a response from Griffin.
Well, first of all, we have an excellent student trustee on the board, and we always have a student trustee on the board. So that individual, Annabella, gives us a lot of good feedback that we hear. She has an opportunity to speak, determine how I'm set up, for her to have a place on the agenda at every board meeting so that she can give us an update on what is going on around the campus. So I think that is certainly an excellent vehicle. And Sarah, and your group, I wish and hope that you would come to the board meetings on a more formal basis, and maybe on a quarterly basis. I think we'd like to hear from you and your group as well. And perhaps we can set something, we'll talk a little bit more formally there. We have put resources into student success. We have a lot of new resources to help our students succeed by helping them with graduation and transfer rates. So we have several vehicles, but I think the toughest thing for us to do as trustees, and I think that's why you need some experienced people that have been in similar type of roles, is that we have to ask tough questions, not only the president, but the administrators and others that come before us to give presentations. It's our obligation to ask the tough questions about how things are going. Not necessarily are they being filtered, I don't think, certainly, but at times we need to look and feel away of the information that's being presented to us and ask the tough questions. So asking tough questions is part of that.
Thank you. Ms. Howard?
To build on what Trustee Griffin just said, we have had absolutely fabulous student board members, and they bring us a lot of feedback. We did implement this past couple of years, having them give regular reports to the board. One of the things that my vice chair and I have done also is reached out to the faculty and tried to make sure that we're available if there are issues floating around out there that the board hasn't heard about or doesn't know about, that they contact us so that we at least have that information to bring back to the board. As far as the students are concerned, I am already on Facebook and Twitter, and I do have students who follow me. I do have questions come to me via email and via Facebook, and whenever I get those from students where there are concerns, I immediately take them to administration, either to Dr. Haney or to Dr. Weber, because they're the people who handle that. That's not the board's responsibility, but we do want feedback because we want to make sure that you're being served. You're the reason that we are here. Another thing that we do to try and help understand what's going on with the College of Lake County is the board holds board meetings at the Waukegan campus and at the Vernon Hills campus, and we network with the people in charge of those campuses so that we're picking up feedback from them. One of the suggestions that I had made to Dr. Weber was that we might want to invite someone to give us information on a monthly basis at our board meeting from the other two campuses, because we're not always there. We don't always see and hear what happens. And even if we get just a little brief presentation, that's helpful for us to know what's going on. Just like we're trying to implement having faculty come in when there are programs going on here in the building that they can present to us as a board so that we can take a look at the good things that are happening and things that are being tried. We want to know that as a board. We want to make your educational experience as successful as we possibly can.
Thank you. And a final response from Chief Powell?
I have to echo a little bit what Phil Brunson said about using social media. This is so critical in today's modern society that we can't just rely on newspapers or the Chronicle that comes out. but we have to tweet out messages to individuals. Whether that's a reminder tweet, or it's a reminder on Facebook, or something to make sure that people are aware that we're having a meeting, where it's at, the time and place. And hopefully you will attend. But as far as me, I am a type of person, as a former division commander, that I would get out and meet with people. You would see me around in all the divisions, chatting with different department chairs, or different individuals that are in a supervisory capacity, or just anyone that wants to chat and find out what's on your mind, what's bugging you. And I would take note of anything that you tell me and convey that to the board, and let's act on this. Let's have some kind of unified response, or at least pay attention if something is wrong. And this is what we have to do to change the direction of this institution and make sure that we're on the right track. We don't want to fall in a position where we don't know and we're not responding to the citizens' needs, because you folks are our most important value asset, and we have to keep that going forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much.